Hey guys, it's Gabe. I just came top 4 at the Treasure Cup in Niagara Falls with Captain Kidd, the best deck of the format, undoubtedly. And me and Xavier built this list on Friday night, and it worked perfectly. So let's show the list. And these are some of the prizes I got. I also got a Luffy, but it's still packaged. So to start off, Bonnie, Searcher of the deck. Every time you see an open in your hand, you're happy to see it. Love Bonnie. For the small blockers, for Capone, this is the cheapest blocker, and there's nothing else to say. You play it because it's cheap. And then Killer, another cheap blocker, but it also has a great effect to draw one card, so you definitely max out on 4. And then Apu, this card, I literally summoned it only once, and it did nothing. I just did it so I could bounce with Law and then get value off of summoning another card that's a higher cost. So yeah, not too much to say. It's a 2k counter that's searchable off of Bonnie, which is why you play them. But besides that, it's mainly just a counter in your hand. It doesn't accomplish too much. I played 2 Killer, just good spot removal. I didn't use it too much because I think half the tournament I played Kaido, and this card is useless against Kaido. But you still play it. Trigger effect came up a few times actually, and it was huge. So fantastic card. Don't know if I'd play more of it though. 2 XDrake. Honestly, this is probably one of the worst cards in my deck all weekend. I think this is the only change I would make to the deck. The issue with this card is it's such a high cost, so I would always rather drop other cards. And while it does provide spot removal of 4 or less, I feel like it's kind of fake. I don't think there's that many 4 costs that I want to ever prioritize killing. So I'm not a huge fan of this card, and it's only a 1k counter, so I'd probably cut this going forward for something, or maybe just play 1. I don't know. It really underperformed. And then 2 Basil. Basil is a card that I didn't summon a lot, and I think I should have summoned it more. I think it's really important in certain matchups like the Mirror and Kaido, but it's definitely a fantastic card. Maybe play more of it. I definitely didn't see it that much. So yeah, one of the issues was because I lacked testing, I didn't really get to experience how important some of these cards were, and I only found out throughout playing the tournament that I needed to start prioritizing cards in certain matchups and how to win certain matchups. Basil's a card that definitely performs in some better than others, so definitely think in the future I will be using him more. The next engine in my deck I play a pretty big Wano engine. To start off, I play 4 Momo, the Searcher for Wano, fantastic card, same as Momo, same as Bonnie. Yeah, card's amazing, love the engine. Next, for Neko. Neko's fantastic because it has an amazing ability to just rest a card, and I mean, it's really huge for to combo with a card I'll be showing later, but you just want to rest the blockers, get attacks in, bounce with Law, summon him back. Fantastic card. Next, for Izo. Izo, same thing as Neko, but Izo is actually a 2k counter, so that's incredibly huge in certain matchups. The fact that it can also rest, I believe it's 4 or higher, is pretty good. But honestly, it doesn't really come with too much unless you summon, bounce with Law, because you really want it in your hand as a 2k counter, and Neko does the same thing. Then I play triple Okiku. Okiku is incredible. I love this card. What I try to summon off of Law because you have to stall a turn to you can't use the turn it's summoned obviously, so I like to Law, summon, bounce like an Echo, summon this to prep for next turn. Amazing card. It's so good into literally every matchup. And then last, the tech for the weekend that not that many people played, Yamato. I think this card is incredible. I think it was the actual MVP of the deck this weekend. There were countless matches won just by summoning this. They do 2 things. They either frantically try to prevent it, which is impossible. Sometimes you can only do so much, and this thing is going to hit you for 2 and banish the 2 so you don't get the cards, which is incredibly huge. I definitely think a lot of wins this weekend were attributed to this card and this card alone. Even in top 4, I got into 1 life left with the Yamato, and I was so close to securing the game. But yeah, not a lot of people play this card. I was shocked. I read this card for the first time, and I'm like, this card is broken. I have to play it. Very happy I did. I think not only does it have an incredible ability, it's a 1k counter, and it really is just a card that will win you the game. So yeah, big fan of the card.
Do you think 2 is enough, or would you play more?
I think 2's fine. You play Momo to get you to them. I really have to like reevaluate a lot of the numbers because I don't know what I want to do with XDrake, but beside XDrake, all the ratios I'm in love with. I think the deck ran so smooth. So yeah, I would have to reevaluate what I do with the Drake because maybe I cut it completely. And I don't know what I would refill the spots with, but 2 was definitely great. Yeah, card performed amazing. Next up though, big blockers, Triple Law. Originally, I hated this card. I thought it was really bad. Mostly because I started playing Law, and in Law, this card does a completely different thing where you bounce anything because Law plays so many cards you want to bounce. And this deck, it's definitely not as good as the Law deck, but it's still great. You can bounce important cards like your Neko and your Neko and Okiku. Sorry, not Okiku. Neko and the other Wano card. You bounce them to your hand, they become counters, and then you can summon Okiku and also reset cards like Killer when you want to like pop multiple cards. That came up in a red matchup where it was really good. So Law, absolutely an incredible card. It really is just like a big blocker. So next up, Eustace Captain Kidd. Not too much to say about this. One of the best blockers in the deck. I really feel like when you get this going along with the next card I'll show you, it becomes impossible to lose. This card is just so oppressive. The fact that it's a 7 drop, but it's always going to have 1 under, so it's an 8 drop. Sorry, it's 8k. It makes it so hard to deal with, and it always resets itself at the end of the turn, so like, it's just broken. I don't think you play more of him because these cards are the brickiest cards in the deck, so you want to ramp up into them. But yeah, they're fantastic. Last up, the 8 drop. Definitely the most broken card in this deck. There aren't floodgates in this deck compared to, you know, floodgates in other games, but this deck has a floodgate, and it's in the form of a big monster that has 8k, and its effect is when it's rested with a Dawn underneath, you can only attack this. So basically your game plan in the late game is to drop this guy, rest him, use its effect, summon a 3 from your hand, or you don't have to summon a 3, but you usually do summon a 3. Put a Dawn under him, and then all your opponents have to attack this, which is very oppressive. It basically makes it so your opponent can't attack your life, and when they try to attack this, because they have to Dawn a bunch of things, Dawn a bunch of their monsters in order to even attempt to destroy this, you just use your other blockers to protect this guy, and they're passing, and then you can just attack and do the whole thing over again. This card is incredible. Again, brickiest cards in the deck, not too much you can do about it. You kind of just... There were actually a few games where I drew like 2 to 3 of it, but because of your leader, Captain Kidd, has the ability to restand itself by discarding a card, it just made the discard option easier, so no regrets playing it at 3. And then finally, for the deck, I have 2 Paradise Waterfall. Not too much to say about this card. It was good, it performed well. It definitely performed the best to like, when I was like trying to protect Captain Kidd, I would like use a blocker, and then I would like use another blocker, counter, and then they try to attack with this again, and then I can waterfall, reset the other blocker that I just blocked with, and then bump this up, and then if they want to attack again, I can block with the blocker that I just restanded. Another really good application is with Yamato, because Yamato's a card that after it attacks and deals 2 damage, they really have to out this because they're not going to want to take 2 more damage. So they're going to attack, you can block, and then Paradise, restand the Yamato so they can no longer attack the Yamato, which is just a huge interaction and definitely a combo that won me a lot of games this weekend. So yeah, I also used the trigger effect a few times, so that was really awesome. And that wraps up the Captain Kidd deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really didn't expect to come top 4, but I could not complain. Had an amazing run. Fortunately, I lost in top 4, but it is what it is. Happy with the performance, and I cannot wait to play more One Piece. This game is super fun. I highly recommend it to everyone. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the profile. My shout outs, of course. Shout outs to Xavier behind the camera.
Hello.
Pan the camera over Xavier. Man behind the scenes. Manager, Dorian, Lover of Death. Scuba Chris. Other friend.
He's here somewhere.
He's here somewhere. He's doing marketing. Is there anything else, Dorian? Thank you. Yeah, Carta Magica hosted an incredible event. I really can't complain. Yeah, it was incredible. So guys, please like and subscribe for more One Piece content. We have a vlog about the whole event coming out soon. Yeah guys, big things for Gabe and Xavier coming up, and I really cannot stress this enough. I'm so excited to share the content that we have. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.